Right now at 6, authorities investigate the discovery of a man's body alongside Interstate 44.
And we've got a mild start out there for us on this Wednesday morning, and it's going to be well above average today as well. Look at that forecast, get you out the door coming up.
Plus, how a new child care facility is helping to address community needs in Erie, Kansas.
The 4 states' most watched news starts now.
Well, good morning and welcome to the KOAM Morning News. It's 6 a.m. I'm Elise Noe.
And I'm Chris Warner. As I mentioned, it is Wednesday. It is September the 18th. Fall is on Sunday.
I can't believe it. Like, it's just hot outside.
Yeah. I mean, here in the 4 states, generally we have 2 seasons.
Yeah.
We have summer and we have winter. You get like a week of fall, you get like a week of spring, and then we're just immediately from one to the next. But thankfully, we may actually get a little bit of a fall this year. We'll have to wait and see down the road, but we will cool down, just not today or tomorrow or, well, even the next day. Let's talk about today, though. You got to get to work, got to get to school, got to get things done, and it's going to be a bit warm out there. Starting with a live look from our camera in downtown Pittsburgh, and we got mostly clear skies for now. There's some clouds here and there. Not a bad start to the day. Our camera 7th and range line. In fact, you can see a couple of those clouds on the far side over here. Otherwise, again, looking pretty good this morning. MoDOT camera 20th and range line also looking fairly good as well this morning. So fog, we don't have nearly as much of it to deal with. We do have some reduced visibilities around Iola and around Grand Lake down in Delaware County. But again, not as significant because the air moisture levels are rising. Humidity's up, dew points up. So that's helping to kind of balance things out, but nonetheless, do watch out, do be careful out there. So where are we? Well, we are here in the second summer. We've made it through summer, the center of the sun, and the false fall we had last week. We're in second summer this week, and it is really going to feel like it in the next couple of days, and then we'll eventually get to actual fall. And that'll happen as we head into official fall, which is just crazy. It doesn't happen that way usually. All right, today, future track, we're looking at partly cloudy skies initially, and then we'll start to see those skies clearing out a bit as we go into the late afternoon, early evening hours, and going mostly clear this evening and overnight. And as you can see, it is going to be a toasty one. Already roughly 10 degrees above normal for most of us, some a little more, some a little less. 67 Joplin and Pittsburgh right now. Around the region, we should be in the upper 50s for our lows. We are in the upper 60s right now. We don't have any more 70s. Neodesha and Parsons, though, still warmer out there at 69. Kids getting on the bus this morning. We're looking at mid-60s for most of us. Partly cloudy, south breeze around 5 to 10 miles an hour. And as that bus brings them home, hot, 88. South breeze continuing at 5 to 10 miles an hour. We're looking at highs averaging about 90, some of us low 90s, some of us upper 80s, partly cloudy skies, and just downright hot out there. And if it's not hot enough for you, maybe you want one more little trip to summer. Well, you're going to get it in the next couple of days. Go over those details, the cold front, and some rain chances here in just a few more minutes. Elise?
All right, thanks, Chris. Well, authorities investigate the discovery of a man's body in a ditch along Interstate 44. Now, the body was found near the Prigmore Street exit at mile marker 14.8 late Monday afternoon. Investigators have identified the man as 63-year-old Jesse Gilmore from Oklahoma. Now, authorities are looking for a vehicle related to this incident. It's a red 2020 Chevy Cobalt with the Oklahoma license plate PIH 667. Now, authorities say it has significant damage to the passenger side rear door. Anyone who has seen this car in the past day or so should contact the Jasper County Sheriff's Office. Authorities are not giving further details about the circumstances in this case, including how the car may be involved. But they say an autopsy is scheduled for Friday. Well, the crash claims the life of a Missouri man. It happened Monday night on the west side of Granby at US 60 and City Road limit. A westbound vehicle was passing another vehicle on a hill crest when a semi-tractor trailer came over the hill. They struck head-on and both vehicles burst into flames. The driver of the westbound vehicle suffered serious injuries and was rushed to a Springfield hospital via helicopter. Now, the passenger, Sean McAmish of Pierce City, was pronounced dead at the scene. The driver of the semi-tractor trailer was unharmed. The Highway Patrol is investigating. A fire truck and pickup collide in Newton County. The crash occurred Monday afternoon on Zebra Road, 2 miles south of Fairview. The Freightliner fire truck was on its way to another crash with its lights and siren on as it made its way through an intersection. The pickup failed to yield to the fire truck as it entered the intersection and struck the emergency vehicle. A female passenger in the pickup suffered serious injuries. The driver of the pickup and a juvenile passenger had minor injuries. All three were taken to Mercy Joplin. Firefighters in Eagle Rock, Missouri are investigating what caused a fire that destroyed a community free store yesterday morning. Crews responded just before dawn to the Broken Bread and Poured Out Wine community store on Highway 86 in Berry County. Now, this isn't the first time this store has burned. About a year ago, a fire damaged the building, and the store held a GoFundMe fundraiser at the time. Well, to be the first to see breaking news, weather, and sports, you can download the KOAM News app. It's available free of charge in the Apple App Store and the Google Play Store. Just search for the KOAM News app. Well, access to childcare can be scarce in rural communities, but Erie, Kansas is hoping to address that problem by opening a new childcare center. 44% of people in Kansas live in a childcare desert, according to the Center for American Progress, and this includes Erie. Parents reported having to drive to Parsons or Chanute to find daycares, and the Erie Community Child Care Center was at capacity. But with the help of a grant from the Kansas Children's Cabinet and the Child Care Center has been able to build a new facility which allows them to take in more than 40 additional children.
We were full, and I had 28 on a waiting list with people calling. And I hated telling people no, but I had nowhere to put them. So when the grant came out, I thought, let's try it. Let's see if we can do this. And we got the grant, and here we are.
Now, with the expansion, the Erie Community Child Care Center is still accepting new families and is looking for additional staff. Anyone interested is encouraged to reach out to the facility. Well, members of the Miami, Oklahoma community gathered for the groundbreaking of the Boys and Girls Club of Ottawa County's new teen center. KOAM's Melissa Alexis has more.
The Boys and Girls Club of Ottawa County Teen Center in Miami is a project that's been in the works for about 33 months, and now it's finally becoming a reality.
The teenagers here in Miami who are looking for something positive and productive to do in the out-of-school time. So ensuring that teenagers have a safe place to go when they're not in school.
The Boys and Girls Club Teen Center has come a long way, and the building is in progress. The center will provide useful resources for teens such as resume building and workforce development.
Ensuring that they have positive mentors in their life to encourage them throughout their lives to be successful and to have a plan for the future.
They don't know how to do a resume, or nobody's ever taught them, so that's kind of exciting that they're going to talk about that.
As part of the construction, they're planning to build an art room, a gymnasium, and other activities.
Be a gym, so they can do sports in the gym, I think basketball, different things like that they could do, soccer. They can be active, so they're not on their phone, they can be running around having fun.
You have a new gym, you have new facilities, clean facilities. They can do different arts programs, lots of different things that McKinsey does, from athletics to arts and different things that all the kids can get and take a part in.
They're looking forward to providing a new place where teens can socialize and meet other kids their age. Reporting in Miami, Melissa Alexis, KOAM News.
Now, Fry says they hope to have the project complete by May 2025. And that's a look at this morning's top stories and weather in our first 7 minutes, coming up on the KOAM Morning News. Miley Cyrus is being sued for allegedly copying a Bruno Mars song from 2013. Plus, former President Trump is back on the campaign trail just days after a second assassination attempt. And Chris Warner returns with another look at your Wednesday forecast. You're watching the KOAM Morning News. We'll be right back, but first, here's a live look from the Humboldt Square. Well, topping Nation Watch this morning. Alaska Airlines is getting closer to merging with another carrier also named after a state. Well, yesterday, the Department of Transportation announced it will allow Alaska Airlines to acquire Hawaiian Airlines. The reported deal worth nearly $2 billion will merge the nation's 5th largest domestic airline, Alaska, with the 10th largest. And there are some conditions that have to be kept, including an agreement to preserve service on key routes within and in and out of Hawaii. Those conditions would remain in place for 6 years. The federal regulators also say the value of frequent flyer rewards for customers of both airlines would be protected. The carriers would remain independently run until formal DOT approval is given for operation as a single airline. Well, SpaceX could face hundreds of thousands of dollars in fines for alleged safety violations during a pair of uncrewed launches last year. The Federal Aviation Administration said SpaceX failed to include a readiness poll 2 hours before it launched an Indonesian satellite in June of 2023, and that it used an unapproved control room for the launch. Now, SpaceX is also accused of fueling its Falcon Heavy rocket at an unapproved propellant storage facility the following month. The FAA is proposing $633,000 in civil penalties for the alleged launch license requirement violations. SpaceX has 30 days to respond to the FAA. Well, Miley Cyrus is being sued for allegedly copying Bruno Mars on her 2023 hit song Flowers. According to a lawsuit filed in Los Angeles on Monday, Cyrus and 2 co-songwriters are accused of copying portions of Mars's song When I Was Your Man. Now, the music group claims Cyrus's Grammy-winning song included unauthorized exploitation of several elements of Mars's 2013 single. Now, the lawsuit is seeking damages in an amount to be determined in court or the maximum of $150,000 per infringement. So far, representatives for Miley Cyrus have not commented. Well, former President Donald Trump returned to the campaign trail just days after a U.S. Secret Service agent thwarted a suspect gunman near Trump's West Palm Golf Club. The man was later arrested on federal gun charges. Meanwhile, Vice President Kamala Harris was in Battleground, Pennsylvania yesterday, speaking to the same professional journalism group that Trump sparked controversy with over the summer. Jared Hill has more from New York.
Thank you very much.
Former President Donald Trump back on the campaign trail in Michigan, days after a second suspected assassination attempt at his golf club in West Palm Beach.
This guy was all set. He was all set to do his number.
The former president courted auto workers at a town hall, pledging to put a 200% tariff on cars built in China and Mexico.
You have countries stealing your business.
We are winning this campaign.
Yesterday, Vice President Kamala Harris hit the trail in Philadelphia, sitting down with the National Association of Black Journalists, the same group Trump appeared before back in July when he made controversial statements about her racial identity.
Is she Indian or is she black?
Harris said she spoke to Trump on the phone about Sunday's incident after he publicly blamed her and President Joe Biden for incendiary rhetoric he says led to the assassination attempts against him.
I checked on him to see if he was okay.
Yeah.
And I told him what I have said publicly. There's no place for political violence in our country.
Harris also criticized Trump's false claims that Haitian migrants are eating pets in Springfield, Ohio.
It's a crying shame. Spewing lies that are grounded in tropes that are age-old.
Ohio's Republican governor has sent additional state troopers to schools in Springfield after the city received more than 30 bomb threats last week. He says the misinformation needs to stop. Jared Hill, CBS News.
Now, former President Trump also described his call with Vice President Harris as, quote, very nice. Trump campaigns in his native state of New York today, and Harris has events in Washington, D.C. And that's a look at some of today's top national stories. Here's Chris with a look at your forecast.
Yeah, starting with Skywatch Storm Tracker. Off to our west are some of those showers and storms, and they should begin fizzling out before they make it into our area. But we'll keep an eye on them. We could use some rain. We certainly won't turn it down if it does make it into here, but our better rain chances come as we head into tomorrow. Not a bad start to the day from our Camera 7th and Range line. We will have another look at your forecast, talk about the unpleasant heat that's going to make a return when we return.
A small Houston business has made life a little more fun for a 3-year-old boy navigating life with hand deformities. He was born with 8 fingers and thumbs that did not function. Surgery has helped him gain some mobility, and as Simone Simpson reports, the shop gifted him a baseball glove made especially for his hand.
I love my mom.
When Kobe is not in his mother and father's lap, you'll find him enjoying music or baseball.
And we reminded him that he was able to do everything, no matter what.
Kobe was born with radial longitudinal deficiency.
I believe the first surgery, he was 1 year old.
Yes, 1.
And they removed his first little thumb because it was just like holding on with like a little piece of a tissue.
3 surgeries later, at the age of 3.
With the surgeries that he has, it's been very great to him because now he has thumbs and stuff like that. So it's been very, very, very good.
Something else that has been very good for the family is this.
Go ahead and take a look at it. It's very well customized. And then it has his name.
The glove came from Isa Gloves, a small business in Houston.
I'm just glad I could help.
Jose Santiago and his daughter Isa were looking forward to designing a baseball glove that Kobe could grow into.
Is there any other kid, boy or girl, that needs a special glove? You know, hey, I'm here, we here.
Both Jose and Kobe's family were connected to each other by a coworker of Kobe's dad.
Thankfully, he adjusted pretty well, and he's been doing really good, and he makes us really proud, for sure.
Certainly a special moment. Now here's Chris with a quick look at your forecast.
We've got a few clouds out there to start our day. It's going to be warm today as well. Already above normal temperatures across the area. Looking pretty good from our camera downtown Pittsburgh and again from 7th and Rangeline. We'll have another look at your forecast, talk about the unpleasant heat and some rain chances when we come back. Welcome back to the KOAM Morning News, 6:23 now on this Wednesday morning. We're starting with a live look from MoDOT camera 20th and Rangeline in Joplin. Got a pretty decent start to the day out there. Same from the KDOT camera at 69 in Kansas Crossing as folks start their commute and plan for this relatively toasty day. And this is going to feel decent compared to the next couple of days. On the future track for today, a very similar story to yesterday. Partly cloudy skies, and we'll start to see mostly clear skies by late afternoon, early evening out there. Then as we go into tomorrow morning, I remember on the Skywatch Storm Tracker a few minutes ago, I showed you there were some showers and storms out to our west. It's that same thing that keeps just regenerating them, and it's very, very slowly making its way toward us. So because it'll be a little closer tonight, we could have a few of the decaying showers, maybe a thunderstorm early Thursday morning across parts of Kansas and into Oklahoma. Those will fizzle out, and then we'll have a very hot, very muggy day for us on our Thursday. In fact, we're looking at heat index values approaching 100 degrees on Thursday. Yeah, that doesn't sound fun at all considering that it is September. But Mother Nature has not gotten the memo, and summer says, hold on, I'm not done yet. Thursday evening, though, as that system gets a little closer to us, it'll actually give us a better chance for some real rain and thunderstorm activity. We need the rain. We don't need severe weather, but there is a slight possibility of that. Here we are at 8 o'clock. We'll have scattered thunderstorms across Kansas stretching down into Oklahoma. Now, these are likely going to be in a dying state by the time they get to Missouri, but a few isolated showers and thunderstorms will be possible. We could see a few more kind of recycling back across Kansas late Thursday to very early Friday. Friday is going to be even hotter across the area, but we'll have more opportunities initially for pop-up storms out there. Then we'll actually see some more organized thunderstorm activity begin to develop by late Friday night across the area. So this goes into what I was saying. This is for late tonight and into early tomorrow morning. We could get a couple of thunderstorms out there from that activity out to our west. Tomorrow evening, we do have a low risk, again, across where the main thunderstorm activity is expected to be for maybe some small hail and some gusty winds. And then Friday, we'll have those isolated to widely scattered showers and storms out there as well. Current temperatures, we should be in the upper 50s. We are not. 67 is where we are. The wind is calm in Joplin. Dew point humidity both on the rise. Temperatures across the region, they look like this. They look like nothing staying where they should be. We're all, for the most part, mid-upper 60s out there. We got a couple of 69 still as the warmer spots in Neodesha and Parsons earlier this morning. You guys were sitting at 70. You should be into the upper 50s. All right, starting the day, upper 60s by 8, partly cloudy skies, pretty warm by 11, already up to 80 degrees. Highs today averaging about 90. Some of you maybe 88, 89, some 91, 92. Either way you paint it, not where we're supposed to be, about 10 degrees or so warmer than where we should be. We're talking 10, 15 degrees above normal Thursday into Friday with mid-90s out there. Low 90s on Saturday, evening storms. That's when that cold front that is just slowly making its way east to that's out to our west now starts to roll in. Drops us almost 31 degrees by Saturday night. Gives us more storm chances for the first day of fall. Temperatures still warm, but a little closer to normal. Then we may even be upwards of 10 degrees below normal some of the days next week. So fall will arrive, and it will arrive in style as well. Let's check your forecast. We're going to toss it over to Elise with Health Watch.
All right, Chris, thanks. Well, cancer patients who were overweight when they were first diagnosed are more likely to receive a second cancer diagnosis. That's according to a new study published in JAMA Network. Researchers say overweight cancer survivors face a 15% increased risk of any second cancer, and those considered obese face a 34% increased risk. Now, study authors say the findings reinforce the need to develop weight management plans for cancer survivors. Well, in another study, researchers at Yale University found three-dimensional breast screenings is more effective at detecting breast cancer than 2D digital mammography. They say the newer process, known as digital breast tomosynthesis or DBT, provides more angles, a higher rate of detection, and fewer false positives. And a new large study in China finds drinking moderate amounts of coffee and caffeine regularly may help prevent numerous health issues, including type 2 diabetes, heart disease, and stroke. Now, after studying caffeine intake of over 500,000 people, researchers say those who drink on average 3 cups of coffee a day seem to benefit the most. And that's a look at some of today's top health stories. We'll be right back. Right now at 6:30, Crowder College hosts a lesson on history for students to celebrate National Constitution Day.
Now we got a few clouds out there to start our day, and it is already mild ahead of a well above normal day for us. So look at that forecast, get you out the doors coming up.
Plus, Joplin area kids are gaining confidence at a drop-in event focused on art.
The 4 states' most watched news starts now.
Well, good morning and welcome to the KOAM Morning News. It's 6:31. I'm Elise Snowy.
I'm Chris Warner. We are now on Wednesday, September the 18th. We have fall just a few days away, and we've still got some summer to get through. I mean, it is still technically summer for the next few days.
I mean, it'll be cold soon enough, and I'll miss the hot weather, so I guess I'll allow it.
I don't like the heat, but I dislike the cold more.
You and I are the same.
It is. I do not like the cold weather whatsoever. I mean, it's one of those things. I understand you can't run around, the neighborhood in the nude when it's super hot.
Yeah.
But no matter how many layers I put on in the winter, still cold.
Yep.
Still cold. But today, don't have to worry about that. It's going to be hot. It's going to be above normal, and it's going to continue for the next few days. Let's take a look outside with our camera downtown Pittsburgh. As you can see, we're looking fairly good. We're looking roughly to the south-southeast down Broadway there, and not a bad start to the day whatsoever. I got a few clouds out there from our camera at 7th and Rangeline, and that's kind of how today will be. MoDOT camera 20th and Rangeline, looking good. Folks getting their day underway, and as long as they are moving, when they should be, we're in good shape. We are seeing a little bit more fog now, mainly into northeastern Oklahoma, so in the Wada, Veneta, Grove, and just barely down in Miami, but still some fog out there. So make sure that if you're traveling, if you're along 60, 412, 44, 69, just watch out there. Slow down, give yourself time to get where you're going. Seems to be getting a little denser into Washington County, right along 75. And we do have some reduced visibilities around the Iola area, so Highway 54, make sure you're watching out there as well. Future track into this afternoon. Similar to yesterday, we will have a few clouds here and there, and then we'll start to see mostly clear skies by late afternoon into the early evening hours. And we will also see temperatures today about almost 10 degrees above normal for some of us, which is about where we are right now. Should be in the upper 50s, and we've got 67 in both Joplin and Pittsburgh this morning. Across the area, upper 60s for most of us. We do have some low 60s here and there, Cassville, for example, but for the most part, we are not at all where we should be this morning, temperature-wise. Kids getting on the bus, about the mid-60s, partly cloudy skies, south wind around 5 to 10 miles an hour. And as we head into the afternoon, still partly cloudy, hot 88, south breeze around 5 to 10 miles an hour. Highs today averaging about 90, some of us maybe 91, 92, some of us maybe 88, 89, but either way you paint it, not where we should be. And if it's not hot enough for you, well, summer says, hold up, I can make it hotter, and that's what's going to happen tomorrow. We also have increasing rain chances. All those details coming up in the full forecast in just a few more minutes. Elise?
All right, Chris, thanks. Well, Joplin residents have another chance to get rid of some yard waste. The city will open its free tree limb and brush drop-off site this coming Friday and Saturday from 8:30 a.m. to 3 p.m. The drop-off site is located at 1702 North Schifferdecker Avenue. Leaves, grass clippings, treated wood construction debris will not be accepted. The service is for Joplin residents only. Well, artists young and old can experiment with the different media during Creation Station at the Spiva Center for the Arts. The center offers Drop-In Tuesday afternoons where each week the focus varies from painting and drawing to clay and sculpture to printmaking. Now, Stacy Height teaches the class, and she says she loves showing kids the week's projects and then watching them get excited about what they can create.
I love all mediums of art, and it's usually what inspires me or a project that I'm working on or going to be working on. And then I say, I think the kids will like this if we do it this way. I don't really have a set curriculum. I do things in advance, but I just want to introduce artists, different mediums, and try and keep it all related to their age level.
Now, Creation Station runs from 4 to 5:15 every Tuesday. Pre-registration is recommended as space is limited. Well, Crowder College in Neosho celebrated Constitution Day yesterday with the League of Women Voters of the Greater Joplin area. Constitution Day recognizes the adoption of the U.S. Constitution in 1787. The League of Women spoke about the importance of the 27th Amendment to the Constitution and the power of one vote. They later helped students register to vote.
The speakers today are all women. The League of Women Voters is actually open to men and to women for membership, but it was formed after women gained the right to vote under the Constitution back in the early part of the 20th century.
Clymer goes on to say it takes a lot for a young person to fully understand and analyze the Constitution. She hopes the event will help simplify parts of the Constitution as well as make it a civil learning environment. Well, Lebec Community College hosted the Cardinal Connect Business Showcase yesterday on campus. The free event allows for area businesses and organizations to showcase their products, services, and any job openings they have for students and staff. Now, the event is also an opportunity for students to learn more about opportunities with companies and organizations in their community.
They can come set up a booth for free to interact with students. They can use it as a job hunt opportunity. They can use it as a way to engage with students to promote their business.
There are more than 30 different businesses and organizations registered to participate in yesterday's showcase. And that's a look at our top news stories coming up this half hour on the KOAM Morning News. Meta has launched Instagram teen accounts in response to concerns over teen social media use. And we have a hot and partly cloudy day today. We'll have what to expect with Chris Warner in the Skywatch Weather Center. You're watching the KOAM Morning News. We'll be right back, but first, here's a live look from the Humboldt Square. on Consumer Watch this morning. Production at Boeing's Washington state plant has essentially come to a costly halt as federal negotiators, a key union, and the aircraft manufacturer try to reach a deal to bring 33,000 workers back on the job. Karen Kafa is in Washington with the latest on the strike.
Federal mediators working to bring Boeing and the union representing 33,000 of its workers closer together.
If you want to attract talented people here, you have to give them a decent pay rate.
Late last week, members of the International Association of Machinists and Aerospace Workers Union rejected a deal reached between union leaders and Boeing and walked off the job.
Give me back my retirement, give me my decent pay raise, and you'll have 33,000 people actually willing to help you build airplanes.
Since 2018, a series of crashes and near disasters have dented Boeing's finances and reputation. But last year, Boeing's then CEO saw a 45% pay raise, while wages of Boeing's union workers stayed flat. Art Wheaton of the Cornell University School of Industrial and Labor Relations says the workers have leverage because their work is so specialized.
It is a huge problem trying to replace those workers because there's not a lot of people that know how to build airplanes, especially these large airplanes around the world. There's a very limited skill set for this.
In a Monday employee memo, Boeing announced temporary spending cuts, including a hiring freeze and travel restrictions, and said furloughs of employees and executives are possible.
A strike can cost them more than $1 billion a week, so they really do need to get this solved quickly.
Union members say they want a 40% pay bump over 4 years to make up for recent inflation and for nearly 2 decades of past contracts that downsized retirement and health care benefits.
Retail sales ticked up in the U.S. last month, according to the latest Commerce Department report. There was a 0.1% jump from July to August and a 2.1% increase over last year. Now, the uptick was driven partly by strong online sales. The Federal Communications Commission says AT&T has agreed to pay $13 million to settle a federal probe into whether the wireless service provider did enough to protect consumers' data with last year's breach. Now, the company will also enter a consent decree as part of the settlement. Around 9 million customers' data was exposed by the breach. In a statement, AT&T said protecting our customers' data remains one of its top priorities. Well, Meta has launched Instagram teen accounts in response to concerns over social media use by young people. Now, the platform will move all users under 16 years old to the new service, which offers a more limited experience for teens. Changes to the restrictions require caregivers' permission, and users' profiles are automatically private and can only be reviewed if a request is accepted. And that's it for Consumer Watch. Here's Chris with another look at your forecast.
Yeah, we're going to start with a live look from our camera downtown Pittsburgh. Check out that sunrise. There's a better view, though. We do have some partly cloudy skies out there, but otherwise, in terms of sky conditions, not bad, but it is well above where we should be. Check out the colors on our camera at 7th and Rangeline. Like I said, I'm not sure if it's maybe the position, maybe it's the type of camera, but boy, it always manages to capture some really pretty colors out there. MoDOT camera, excuse me. 20th and Rangeline, also looking pretty good this morning as well. Still have some fog, reduced visibilities around Iola, so parts of 54 you want to slow down on. And then across northeastern Oklahoma, a good portion of our area down there. So we're talking 69, 60, 44, 412. You want to slow down, give yourself time to get where you're going out there. Thankfully, it's not nearly as dense as we saw yesterday, not nearly as widespread, but still. Be careful. It's better to be a few minutes late than not get there at all. Future track into this afternoon, similar to yesterday, we'll have partly cloudy skies. We'll see mostly clear skies as we head into the late afternoon and early evening hours. Temperatures today well above normal, and they're already there. 67 in Joplin, 66 in Pittsburgh. Again, we should be in the upper 50s this time of year for our lows. We're not going to be near that today or for the next couple of days at least. Still, most of us mid-upper 60s, some lower 70 or lower 60s, not quite that warm yet, down into the southeastern portion of our area. Kids getting on the bus today, partly cloudy skies, about the mid-60s, south wind around 5 to 10 miles an hour when that bus brings them back home. 88 degrees out there, partly cloudy, still a south breeze around 5 to 10. We're having another look at your forecast here in just a moment, as well as birthdays and anniversaries, but first, here's what's happening on CBS Mornings.
I'm Gail King. Coming right up on CBS Mornings, we continue our look ahead to the highly anticipated movie Transformers 1 with Oscar-nominated actor Brian Tyree Henry. Plus, the versatile Ashley Park will be here to talk about the new season of Emily in Paris. They're in season 4. That's coming right up on CBS Mornings.
All right, time for some of those Wednesday birthdays in the 4 states, and we're starting with Emmett Guffey, celebrating birthday number 7. Happy birthday, Emmett.
And over in Fort Scott, a happy 20th birthday to Weston Marbury. It says here, happy birthday from Mom, Dad, Ty, and Jace.
And in Chanute, Raven Whitworth celebrating birthday number 33 today. Happy birthday, Raven.
And also in Chanute, a happy 40th birthday to Jessica Scott.
And in Columbus, Rachel Gregory celebrating another year wiser. Happy birthday, Rachel.
And in Nevada, it says Lil Beth Thomas here celebrating another birthday. It says, may the Lord bless you always. Love your hubby, Charles. Happy birthday.
That's very nice. I like that. And we also have David and Donna Volk in Carterville celebrating their 43rd wedding anniversary. A very happy anniversary to the Volks, and a happy birthday to everyone else on our list.
Yes.
And if you would like to celebrate with us, there is a simple way you can do that. Elise, what is it?
Yes, go ahead and submit your birthdays and anniversaries to birthdays at KOAMnewsnow.com.
And of course, make sure you meet those deadlines because you want to make sure that your birthday or anniversary airs on the right date and the right time. All right, let's take a look outside, shall we, with our camera downtown Pittsburgh. Got some clouds out there, so we're going mostly clear to partly cloudy. Otherwise, not that bad of a start, and a little bit mild because we are definitely well above normal. Our camera 7th and range line, looking back to the east as well. A few clouds here and there. Fairly decent start for the day. We're going to head down south to the MoDOT camera 20th and range line, looking back to the north. And there's another view of a few clouds. That's why it's mostly clear to partly cloudy. KDOT camera 69 Kansas Crossing. Now, of course, it does not show the sky, but we always know whether the skies are clear or not because as the sun rises, we start to see the sun spreading down the highway. Now, I know that's the north, but it's just it comes through the trees gradually. Okay. Let's go on. Let's take a look at the future track, shall we? And for today, it's a very similar story to yesterday. We're going to have partly cloudy skies through the day for some of us. Others may be mostly clear, and we'll all be mostly clear by late afternoon and into the evening hours. Then we go overnight. Now, off to our west is that cold front, and it has been an extraordinarily lengthy process for it to move from west to east. It will still be well to our west today, but it will trigger more showers and storms. In fact, there's some showers and storms well off to our west right now. But by tomorrow morning, we could see some scattered showers, maybe a rumble of thunder or two across parts of southeast Kansas and into northeast Oklahoma. So this is at 5 a.m. However, those showers and storms will dissipate. By noon, we are dry. The problem is we're also going to be very muggy tomorrow. So we're going to have a south wind gusting upwards of 20. And we're going to have humidity and dew point levels rising, which means tomorrow we're looking at heat index values at July standards, or at least August standards, going up near 100 degrees for our Thursday. So you need to keep that in mind. I know it's so crazy to say this far into September, but you've got to keep the heat in mind. If you have outdoor plans or if you have to work outside tomorrow, you're going to need to stay hydrated. By tomorrow evening, though, that frontal boundary now a little closer to us, so it's going to trigger some thunderstorms, and some of those may actually make it into our area, especially into Kansas and Oklahoma. That's where the better chances of more organized shower and thunderstorm activity will be through the evening hours tomorrow. Now, as we go late evening, some of those storms may carry into Missouri, but they'll be in a weakening or dying state, and we could see a little reflaring of some shower and thunderstorm activity in parts of southeast Kansas and Oklahoma. We go into Friday, another hot and muggy day, but because of that and the frontal boundary getting considerably closer now, we could have a few pop-up storms out there throughout the day on Friday. It'll be late in the evening again Friday where we'll see another round of some actual thunderstorms, but believe it or not, the front still won't even be here yet. Now, today, this is really, again, overnight tonight, early tomorrow morning, a few isolated thunderstorms possible. Tomorrow, we do have a low risk right where that main complex is expected, so some small hail, gusty winds will be possible. And of course, we got the scattered thunderstorms for our Friday. Quick look at temperatures. 67 in Joplin. The winds are calm. Humidity and dew point both coming up out there. And most of us this morning are into the upper 60s. Do have some low 60s, Monette, Cassville, Anderson, but otherwise a very mild start. We'll have another look at your forecast news you need to know in just a moment. And when we switch over to Fox 14 at 7 a.m., we're going to see how people all over the world are finding ways to incorporate AI and everyday tasks.
Well, here's a check of today's top headlines, the news you need to know before you head out the door. Authorities are investigating the discovery of a man's body in a ditch along Interstate 44. Now, the body, 63-year-old Jesse Gilmore of Oklahoma, was found near the Prigmore Street exit at mile marker 14.8. Now, authorities are looking for a red 2020 Chevy Cobalt with the Oklahoma license plate PIH 667. Authorities say it has significant damage to the passenger side rear door. Anyone who has seen this car in the past day or so should contact the Jasper County Sheriff's Office. Well, a fire truck and pickup collide in Newton County. The crash occurred on Zebra Road 2 miles south of Fairview. The pickup failed to yield to the fire truck, which was on its way to another crash and struck the emergency vehicle. All 3 occupants of the truck were taken to Mercy Joplin. Well, the Boys and Girls Club of Ottawa County Teen Center hosted a groundbreaking in Miami. The project has been in the works for about 33 months. The center will provide resources for teens such as resume building and workforce development. The center will also have a gym and art rooms. They hope to have the project ready by May 2025. And that's a check of today's top headlines, the news you need to know before you head out the door.
And we are going to be well above normal today, about 90 on average. Some of us a little warmer, some of us just a couple degrees cooler, but either way you paint it, about 10 degrees off of where we should be. Partly cloudy skies, south breeze 5 to 10 miles an hour. Skies will clear, will be mostly clear overnight and 10 to 15 degrees above normal tonight as we go back in the low to mid 70s. Heat index values tomorrow could approach 100. A few morning showers and better storm chances in the evening. More storm chances Friday, Saturday. The cold front finally gets here. More storms on Sunday. First day of fall, a little closer to average out there, and then we may even fall below average a bit as we head into the next work week. We just got to get through the last few days of summer. Then it'll be fall.
Yeah, there we go. Well, coming up today at noon, we're making a dreamy tiramisu in the Mr. Food Test Kitchen.
And your morning news continues on KOAM with CBS Mornings. Coming up next, special Money Watch series on the housing market. Find out the surprising way some first-time buyers are getting together to put home ownership within reach.
Or you can switch on over with us on Fox 14, where your only local morning news continues. This morning, a new center in Ottawa County could help support teens.
Plus, Kylie Vasquez and Jan Workman join us in the studio with an invitation to attend this year's Sip and Shop event. It's going to wrap it up for us for now, though. We'll see you back here tomorrow at 5.
And we'll see you today at noon.